Assalamu alaikum and thank you for joining me on my show, Sophie Speaks. Thank you. Some people say that we should ignore Katie Hopkins because then she'll just go away. Others say that when we refute her, we give her more oxygen to sprout more hatred. However, we all know that she's being sponsored by an outside entity.
Hating on Muslims again? Are you getting paid? Are you getting paid for hating on Muslims? Are you getting paid?
So if she goes away or disappears, they'll just sponsor somebody else. And as they say, it's better the devil you know. So anyway, she's recently done a video on the Black Lives Matter protesters. And because it's about black people and not white people, she's taken that as an opportunity to spread racial tensions in America and in our country. So here are her questions. Warning, they are pretty dumb, so please try not to swear.
3 questions for the Black Lives Matter protesters, a protest movement that's sweeping the globe.
Great observation there, Katie. 10 out of 10 for that.
Number 1, why do Black Lives matter more when a white person is involved? Why is it that during the weekend prior to the death of George Floyd, 10 individuals were shot down, murdered in Chicago at the hands of other black individuals, but nothing was said? And yet when a white person was involved, there are protests all over the globe. There was a gentleman shot trying to protect a store from looters and rioters. He was shot dead where he stood, lay bleeding out on the sidewalk, and no one seemed to care. Why do Black Lives matter more when a white person is involved?
So her main objective here is to paint black people as savages, as criminals who kill their own people all the time. She's trying to use the term black on black crime without exactly saying it. She's trying to demonise black people by saying that they kill each other all the time anyway. So what difference does it make when a white person kills them? In America, the majority of criminals are white, and they commit crimes on white people. But we never hear the term white on white crime, because white people are never demonised, but black people are. The issue is that a police officer killed an unarmed black man. An unarmed black man, George Floyd, who was lying on the floor with his arms tied behind his back. He was not rioting, he was not looting, he was on the floor, and he wasn't a threat to anybody. This is what people are having an issue with.
My second question is, what is it you're actually asking for? What do you want, and why do you want it?
What a dumb question. What a dumb question. It's obvious. Black people are demanding that they're not shot by police officers anymore. They want freedom, justice and equality. And you don't have to be black to realise that. You just have to use a bit of your brain and have a heart and a soul. But I suppose Katie hasn't got any of them.
You can say Black Lives Matter, you can shout systemic racism, you can give me all the sort of repeated platitudes, but none of them are actually telling me what you want.
If somebody is protesting against systematic racism, then it's obvious that they want it to stop. Again, not brain surgery, Katie.
If racism is so systemic, did it only start since Trump was in power? Is it only systemic for 4 or 5 years? Or does it happen in Obama's time? If so, where were you then?
Oh my God, I can't believe she's actually asking those questions. That's so dumb. My advice to Katie is go onto your computer, use this thing called Google, and look up a few names. Look up Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali the boxer. You have heard of those people, right?
Number 1 comes freedom first, my people, equality.
Black people have been protesting for decades. Katie Hopkins is way old enough to remember 1991 when Rodney King was beaten up and attacked by police officers. There were protesters protesting against that. And since then there have been many more attacks from police officers on black people. Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, he was just 12 years old. Aiyana Jones, she was 7 years old and she was shot in her home by police officers. So what black people are saying is enough is enough.
Because people here in Minnesota are saying to people in New York, to people in California, to people in Memphis, to people all across this nation, enough is enough.
Finally, of course, many BAME individuals have been demanding the release of a report into coronavirus deaths. 4 times the amount of BAME individuals are impacted or have died because of coronavirus. So if you were part of that, demanding that report, #YouClapForMeNow, worrying about deaths of BAME individuals, how is it you're now out protesting in your thousands, stood next to each other, rioting, looting, without a mask, no social distancing.
Again, her audience is the white racists who support her. By going on about looting and rioting, she's demonising all the protesters.
Either you did care before or you didn't. Either your Democrat mayors wanted you locked down for your safety, or actually now they're applauding you riot. Maybe there wasn't a problem in the first place. Why is it if BAME deaths are higher, now, today, you don't care about that anymore?
Black people can do both. They can be concerned about BAME reports on COVID-19, and they can protest against black people being shot.
3 simple questions, and I'm not expecting an answer to any of them anytime soon.
Black people are a bit busy right now. They're protesting to protect their lives. They're not really interested in your jibber jabber. In the eloquent speech of a black brother.
Shut up, fool!
Hey, that's all from me for today, folks. See you next time on Sophie Speaks. Assalamu alaikum and peace be to you all.